Hello and welcome! Silrace here with a Nosgoth guide, and this is a guide to the human pugs. Couple things to note before I get into the perk descriptions and whatnot. Firstly, this is just the human perks. There will be a separate video for the vampire perks because I want to split them nicely into two videos, and whichever one you are interested in, you watch that video. Secondly, these are my opinions. If you are making a pug which I consider bad work for you, then that is awesome. Keep doing what you are doing. And finally, this is made during the beta test of the game, so some of the numbers might have changed if you are watching this from the future. Alright? So let's get to the perk descriptions themselves. Firstly, steadiness. Weapon recoil is something you should work into your muscle memory, controlling the recoil of your chosen weapon. This could help you out when you are starting the game, but after you have played 10-15 games, it just doesn't matter anymore, especially once you know exactly what class you want to play majority of the time and what weapon you are going to use. But until that point you could get something out of this, but in all honesty there are better choices. I would personally skip this and just rely on learning muscle memory for this stuff. So fleet-footed for the sprint speed. There is only one really useful thing about this perk, and it's allowing you to maneuver better during combats. But that's essentially it, and because you cannot run away from vampires. If they are using the currently prevalent method of a melee attack in the dodge roll, they will catch you even when you are using fleet-footed. So do not rely on this perk to be able to run away from vampires, but being able to move around during combat better is what this can let you do. Even then though, it doesn't actually allow you to do more damage or win the combats unless you are really good at taking advantage of that 20% extra speed, which, well, you have to play around with to figure out if you can do it and if it does it for you. Personally, I find there are better perks. Scavenger. More health from the supply station, from the, shrines. Anyways, I personally find this a useless perk. It does nothing for you during the actual combats where you would be end up coming out of at low health. And then needing the supply station, the shrine, to get back to full health. So, if you, without having a combat perk, actually using this perk, if you don't survive the combats, then this does absolutely nothing for you. So overall, I find there are better perks, much better perks, for actually allowing you to survive the combats to begin with. In my honest opinion, a bad perk. Avoid. Tenacity actually does something during combats. If you are the main target everyone is gunning for, if you are playing, let's say that you play a healing build alchemist, and you know that that tyrant is coming for you with his ground slam every single time, this allows you to get out of the ground slam faster. However, it still does not let you take any more damage during the combat, so while you get out of the stun a little faster, they can still beat your face in at the, same speed essentially. So overall, while this can get you out of situations a little faster, it doesn't really increase your survivability that much, and it does nothing for actually being able to damage the vampires back. But when you know that you are the main target, maybe try this out and see what happens. Quick wits. This is the perk. If you just want one perk to use on every single class, then you pick this thing up, right? Cooldown reduction on your abilities. Everything can use it, so go for it. If you just want to buy one perk, then this is your thing. However, remember that when you are moving away from this perk and you are used to playing with faster cooldowns, then it's going to take a little bit of getting used to again because your cooldowns will be longer. cat-like reflexes, there is essentially one situation where this can maybe let you do something, which is if you are playing a scout and you are mucking about with a grappling hook, as in you will go onto rooftops with the grappling hook and then you jump down once the vampires are coming for you. This might allow you to take 10-20 points less damage from the fall. Not at all useful. Please avoid this thing like it was the plague or the infect by the unnamed vampire class. Now Tinkerer, this is already useful. Everything can benefit from having more ammunition, right? Moreover, this is more useful for 3 of the 4 classes though, because prophets, alchemists and scouts don't have all that much ammo to begin with, so for those 3 classes this is pretty useful. The hunter already has a lot of ammo in the magazine as well as carrying quite a number of ammunition, so for them this is a little less useful. But if you are playing the 3 other classes, then yeah, go for it. Tinkerer is good perk. Deadeye. This is the perk you want to pick if you are maining Hunter. If you play a lot of Hunter, you want to pick Deadeye and go to town with it. Also useful for Prophet, a little less so for the Scout and the Alchemist in all honesty. Vigor. Now if you are doing lots of math hammering and putting the math into vacuum of like ability versus ability and whatnot, then this is a really awesome perk. I mean, if you think of it, having 50 points of extra health means that for example, a Sentinel, which deals 200 points of damage per melee attack, would require 6 instead of 5 melee hits to actually kill you. In reality though, when you are playing the game, there are a lot of little chip damage you'll take from all sorts of other things. Little bits of fall damage, choking haze, infect, the freaking airstrike from the Sentinel in question. It's very likely that this 50 points of extra health does not allow you to survive an extra melee hit at any point of time. Obviously, having 50 points of extra health will allow you to survive in certain circumstances and certain situations. Does it happen often enough? In my opinion, in my experience, it does not happen often enough to warrant a perk slot being used for it. If you get it to work for you, if you find that it allows you to survive often enough, then go for it, man. It's your game and you play it how you want. And finally, Quick Hands, another perk which every class can benefit from. Because being able to reload your weapon faster might let you do more damage during combats. This is especially true for an alchemist who loads their cannons one shot at a time, so they are the main class to benefit from this. But for example, Prophet doesn't have a lot of ammunition in the magazine, so being able to reload faster during combats can benefit the class. Now let me give you one perk for each class, which I think is the best one. But start that off by saying that if you want one perk to be used for everything, then go for the Quick Wets. I already mentioned that, but just repeating it. So if you just want one perk, then pick Quick Wets. However, let's start from the top. Deadeye. This is the Hunter perk. This is the Hunter perk you should go for if you want to play Hunter as your main class. If you play a lot of Hunter, go for the Deadeye, right? Then Scout. Scout, I believe the Tinkerer is the thing. Because having an extra shot you can fire fully charged up for massive damage is really nice. And you don't have a lot of ammunition, so if you come into these close range situations where you do not have the chance and choice to fully charge up, you are burning through your ammo fast. So having 20% extra shots in general is really nice. This is my choice of perk for the Scout. Alchemist is a really difficult choice for me, because I keep bouncing between Tinkerer and Quick Hands. Quick Hands because you reload each shell individually. However, Tinkerer gives you an extra shot to fire in the combat scenarios before you have to do a full reload. This means that with Tinkerer perk, you might be able to finish and win the combat because of the extra shot you can fire before you need to even reload. So the choice between these two is a personal one, and personally I have gotten more out of Tinkerer than Quick Hands. However, for an alchemist, toy out with both. Try both out and figure which one is for you. And finally, for the Prophet, I personally go with Tinkerer as well to have an extra shot and have more ammunition for the pistols. However, because Prophet can spam out the shots pretty quickly, Deadeye can also work really well. So this is also a bit of a choice between the two for the Prophet. My personal choice is the Tinkerer, but I am fairly sure you can get a lot of mileage out of Deadeye as well. There you go, that's human perks done and explained. Thank you very much for watching. If you disagree with my perks and whatnot, that's up to you. The game is for you to enjoy however you want. However, these are just my recommendations, remember that. Thank you very much for watching.